Hey everybody, CNOTE here, aka Mr. Christian Rivera, and welcome to the CNOTE Audio Extravaganza. My voice is raspy because this is literally the first few words that I'm saying today. And I've got a little bit of something in my throat, but whatever, don't even care. But hey, the show is back, and this is the show that is kind of like running into a celebrity at the mall. You didn't know you would have that kind of a positive effect about it. So this is going to be a thing that we're getting back into this. I'm going to start doing the podcast again because I'm excited. I loved doing it. It felt good, and this is just a thing that I want to get, trying to build some routine back into my life, because right now I'm living in a hotel. It's not cute, and I mean, the hotel's nice, it's fine, but you're going to wander around with me while I get dressed this morning and get prepared. So there's a chance that I may be putting down the phone like I am now, and I'll speak a little louder while I fix my hair. Today I wanted to talk about not getting fancy, because, well, we spend too much time thinking about it. You know what I'm talking about. Like, oh, I want to make a YouTube video, but I don't have a good camera. I want to do radio shows, but I don't have a good microphone. I don't know how to use Photoshop. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I want to draw, but I'm not a good drawer, illustrator, person. Well, every leap starts with a step. So, I mean, you gotta just kind of dive in and try it, you know? Like, no matter what tools you have. And I could tell you the stories about how I started doing things, because I didn't have much of anything. I still don't have much of anything. Right now, because of the divorce I'm going through, my wife has my camera. So, or her camera, rather. It's not my camera anymore. She didn't use it. But, water running, washing my hands. She didn't really use it, so I used it. But now, she suddenly wants it back. Of course. So, I'm figuring out what equipment I need. But in the meantime, I've got tools already. Everybody's got a phone. I mean, most people have a phone. And all of those phones have cameras. So, there are ways to still get things done. And you just have to kind of forego sometimes the drop in quality, or because the quality is different, you have to focus on being a little bit more creative in ways that, you know, maybe you didn't expect. You know, you have to maybe focus on angles and lighting and making sure that you're getting the best shot that you can in the situation you've got. So with that, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more, but we're going to hit up the intro because it's been a little while, and let's just go.
Drums, please.
Why north, west, south side, right, yeah. Now here it is.
So I want to elaborate on the tool that we all have handy these days, the phone. It's what we keep in our pocket, next to our bed, on our desk. We bring it to the toilet with us. Like, it's everywhere. And it has all of these multimedia capabilities that go far beyond just playing Candy Crush all the time. Is that a thing that people still do? They still play Candy Crush? I don't know, I'm a little behind on the times with what 40-year-old women are doing. I'm just not familiar. So, but with that, everybody has a camera. There's a lot of people on Instagram. You take photos all the time. You know that there's video capabilities. If anything, maybe it takes a little bit of a learning curve to adjust the settings on your phone to get the right quality and to make sure you have enough storage space, which is a problem with iPhones and iPhone users. They're not very attuned to making those adjustments because they don't care, and when they run out of space, they just kind of live with it. They don't really know how to deal with that, or they have to buy an iCloud account or something like that. So there's a couple ways you can mitigate that with Dropbox or Google Photos. That will automatically back up stuff, or if you have an SD card or some way to offload the footage off your phone, that's one way to do it as well. But there are even apps out there that can allow you to edit the videos on your phone, and you can just get rid of the extraneous footage if you're not a person that wants to keep all of that. You can edit it all together with apps like, I think it's called like Filmago. There's one called, let me pull it up real quick. It's called Magisto. That will automatically make little videos for you if you want to dabble in that space and you're not much of an editor. There are just so many little tools out there that really make it harder for anyone to make excuses to not do something that they want to do. Try starting a YouTube channel, or anything like that. A lot of people get caught up in the idea that they need to have a super fancy YouTube channel. It needs to have like an intro and lower thirds and nice music and all these things, and really if the content's good, it doesn't matter, and you're just wasting time contemplating and psyching yourself out and just not doing it. There are YouTube videos that I watch all the time, and I am a multimedia designer, that just has like a screenshot and someone talking. It's like Anchor. It's just us talking, and you put a screenshot over it and you put it on YouTube. It's like another medium, basically. You don't have to put your face on there. I think a lot of people get discouraged by that too. They feel like, I gotta put my face on YouTube and people are gonna see me and I'm not comfortable. I gotta do another take. That wasn't good. I said too many ums and ahs. No, it just was not great. It just doesn't matter. If what you're saying is interesting and you can deliver it in a way that is interesting and you're a personality that's interesting, then people will gravitate towards it. And really, the only way you can get better, body spray, the only way you can get better is by just throwing it out there and not being fancy, because you're spending too much time on one episode, one idea, one thing, and before you know it, you get one episode out there and it takes like a month to do that. That is not conducive to the content space that we're in right now, where everybody's making stuff at rapid fire pace, and really you just have to learn how to do it. And there's, again, no excuses. I grew up, and many of us grew up in a world that was not filled with the internet or ways to learn things super easily. You had to go to a thing called a library and use a thing called a Dewey Decimal System. I don't even think I used it when it was a thing. and try to learn that way and learn from other people. Now you've got YouTube, you've got lynda.com, you've got Skillshare, you've got all of these ways and reasons and possibilities of learning the different ways to make things, make video, to make audio, to do podcasts, to talk. Anchor is an amazing way to do a podcast. This makes it so easy. I used to have to do it through RSS feeds and SoundCloud and record things through Audition and then edit them and then put in the intro and the outro, and I did all those things, but that was a lot of work. But now Anchor exists and I just press the button and talk when there's no bugs.
If you've been dying to start that podcast about doves, or about your favorite jacket, or about a long-lost love, or a murder mystery about a cat who murdered everybody, you can start it now on Spotify for podcasters. I've been on Anchor for a long time, and now it is officially Spotify for podcasters, and it has been a platform that has been growing for forever. And I love it, and I still use it to this day, and it has hosted this podcast for 500 plus episodes now. So I highly recommend it. It is free to use. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. I'm literally on my bed recording on my, the phone is on the bed, and I'm just talking, and it's not that complicated. And then you can distribute your podcast on Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are heard. So video podcasts are available too if you want to show your pretty face and have people see you. And you can do all that too. So just do it. It's totally free. No catch. Give it a try. Spotify for podcasters. Let's go.
Speaking of bugs, I hope they really fix that posting screen where you have to where you pick your music, your background music and stuff. Right now it's just kind of like hanging on there, and I'm wondering if like maybe an update got messed up, but I don't know. It's really bugging me. I have to, when I post an episode, which I'm lucky that it actually works, I have to take a second and restart the app and go through that process. But I need to make sure I don't restart the app too prematurely, or it doesn't screw up. Anyway, point being, like today, in today's world, there's a way lower bar, which is why there's way more content to create content or to be interesting. And I even hate using the word content, because it's far beyond us just like making things for other people. You know, you need to make things for yourself and find ways to do that and satisfy that need that you have to make something for you, you know? Swig of water. You can slowly hear my voice getting a little bit better. This is like my morning voice. This is my morning sexy voice. Yeah. Anyway, so I can leave that there. You're gonna hear all sorts of things because I'm still getting ready for the morning. But what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, you gotta do things for yourself and be willing to put in the work and willing to practice. You know, it stops psyching yourself out and saying, oh, I'm not good enough. Well, of course you're not good enough. You haven't done it before. Like, you're trying it now, and you're trying new things, so you have to dive in and make it work. There are ways to edit video on your phone, there are ways to do podcasts on your phone, and you're just wasting such an amazing tool. We spent $800 on these phones. Most of us spend around $800 on these phones, and we're not getting the full capability out of that. You spend $800 to scroll through Instagram and press double tap on a girl that's wearing a Pokemon shirt? I'm not saying I've done that. I'm not saying I haven't done that. But still, I make video and do other things with my phone as well. And it's important to just, I don't know, I think it's important to get the most use out of these tools that we have. We have access to them. And if you're a person that is wanting to make stuff, you've got that right in front of you. So I don't understand why that's not being used. And it's really just another excuse that you're making to not allow yourself to do the thing you want to do in life, which is a big problem unto itself. That's the first thing you got to break through, is allowing yourself to do what you want to do, and just, you know, allowing yourself to do what you want to do. Be tired when you're tired. I'm not saying push through, but I'm just saying, like, you know, stop making the excuses of like, I can't do it, I don't know how, I'm not very good, I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to make a video, I don't know what to talk about, I've never done this before. Okay, then why do you want to? Explore that first. Why do you want to? Because if you want to enough, you're going to find a way to do it. So, maybe that's the first thing. Finding a way to want to. Because that's been what's driving me throughout my career. I mentioned Dragon Ball a couple times because I'm a big fan still in my 30s. And when I was a kid, I loved Dragon Ball Z very, very much. I used to watch it on Toonami when it came on Cartoon Network. And for that, I celebrated it every chance that I got. And when I found out that there are ways to edit videos, I started playing with QuickTime Editor, which was super crude, and we couldn't download anything very fast at all, you know. And this is slowly turning into a, kids these days, they don't respect what they have. Because it's true. And also, I found the will to want to do it. I really loved the series. I wanted to celebrate it, and I wanted to do that by creating my own website, sharing news with people, and being able to make videos and celebrate it in every way that I could. So, I figured out what I wanted to do, why I wanted to do it, and then I figured out the tools to get there. It took some time. It took a lot of patience and persistence, which I understand is not a character trait that everyone has. But if you want to make something happen, you're going to have to kind of develop some sense of that. Some sense of persistence, some sense of wanting to find a way, no matter what you do, to get it done. So, with that, I'll do a wrap-up on the next one, and I'll get myself to work. So my point here is to, especially when you're a beginner, to not worry about the bells and whistles. You know why? You don't deserve the bells and whistles. As messed up as that sounds, You are not there yet. You don't deserve to have all these fancy things just yet. And you don't need it. That's the point too. You don't need fancy things. Go to a YouTube channel called Emergency Awesome. He talks about what he knows, which is comic book stuff. He'll play a trailer, and he's got good business acumen. He does a basic video edit where he just shows typically screenshots of what he's talking about. Doesn't even do a parallax effect or move them or anything like that. Just a screenshot, him talking. He changes the screen with every point that he's making to keep it interesting, but it's not fancy. He does the same formula, and it works for him, and it works really, really well. Any Dragon Ball YouTuber that I follow, Geekdom 101, Mastar Media, those guys, they just post a screenshot and they just talk about it. You know, if you want to talk about movies, you know, that's all you got to do. You got to find some screenshots of the things you want to talk about, edit it together quickly with an app that can probably edit it quickly, or find an app that can also record your voice, put it and do that, stitch those things together through another app, and then upload it to YouTube, because you could do that on your phone too. And then, you know, share it on social media and do all those things. So, point being, you're not at a place yet, and I'm talking to really anyone, I would say typically younger guys, younger people, that are wanting to do something, and they're just like thinking too hard about it, or anyone that's changing their career at any time, and they're just like, you know, everybody these days has to be a media company, as Gary Vee says, and I agree, which is skyrocketing my value, so I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And, you know, Gary Vee talks about, you know, everyone needs to be a media company, and everyone is really starting to try to do that. But with that comes people being psyched out about it, and really, you know, practice makes perfect. You got to dive in. You got to try. You got to try new things. You got to throw it out there. You got to see what sticks. You got to see what the market likes, what it wants of you, and how it will respond to you, and then make adjustments from there. And you can't, you know, it would really be terrible if you take all this time, put together a super fancy show, and then no one likes it. That would be even worse than throwing a piece of garbage up there, quote unquote, and like people respond to it. Doesn't matter. Like, you just got to do it. You got to appeal to people. You have to appeal to your fan base, to your market, to who you're talking to, and really gain their attention, their respect, and their trust through creating by whatever means necessary. So I hope all of that makes sense. I think it was something that I kind of ranted about recently on a phone call, and I wanted to kind of channel it into something. And I think this is a good way to put it. You know, stop worrying so much about being fancy. Get your stuff out there. Have a good time. Enjoy what you're doing. Think about your reasons. Don't push beyond your reasons. I mean, if you don't want to do it, then don't fucking do it. But, you know, if you have a reason, there's a way. So if you really, really want to, you'll find a way. And with that, on that note, I'm trying to work that in there, because, you know, I'm C-Note, and I want to say, on that note, you know what I mean? So, on that note, I'll talk to you guys later. Oh yeah, rival my design. Follow me in all the things. I'm driving across country soon, so follow all those things. Snapchat and Instagram particularly. I'll probably be posting on Instagram stories a lot, and on Instagram, sharing bits of my journey whenever I can. I would love to record the entire drive through a time lapse, but I don't have that kind of storage. So I'm going to find some way to get it done and share my experience with you guys. Anyway, on that note, see you guys later. See, I did it on that note. Haha.